Hello. I wanted to make this video about how to have a green yard in Arizona. I've had a lot of people ask me in the desert parts of Arizona, how do you make your backyard not look like you live in a desert? And so yes, I live in the middle of the desert in Arizona, and obviously it takes water. But the other trick is to keep the ground covered. And a lot of people like to have just, dead sand with a few plants in the yard with dead sand in between. I mean, you can do that if you want, but you're losing a lot of water that way. When the sun is hitting the ground, not only is the sun sterilizing the ground, but it's also drying out the ground. And so if you want to maintain that moisture in your soil and you're in the desert, you need to cover every inch of soil. If you have exposed soil, you're losing water. I have a few spots around here, especially right there where we just took our pool out. Okay, there's some dead spots right there. And so I want to get that covered as soon as possible and actually have some hay that I'm gonna put down. I just put down some seed because I'm gonna make a little perfectly round garden right there. I'm gonna take advantage of the dead grass and put in a perfectly round garden there. But the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cover up that dirt so that the sun doesn't scorch it and dry it out, because it's probably gonna get to 120 degrees today. And if that happens, all those seeds that I just put down, if they happen to germinate, they'll die. And so that's the trick, is you want to make sure that the ground isn't getting scorched, because it'll kill roots, it'll kill small seedlings, little grass seedlings, like whatever you're trying to grow in your yard. The other trick is you wanna make sure you have a lot of diversity. So in my yard over here, I have about 13 different species of grasses. It's not just one monoculture yard. Over here I have clover. And believe it or not, I've actually equally planted and overseeded my entire yard. But through natural selection, some things are more successful. Like over here, it gets more sun. And so the grasses are slightly more successful. Over here, it gets a little bit of shade from this gazebo thing, whatever you call this. And so the stuff over here, it naturally selects for things that like this particular climate. And I do have a few microclimates in my backyard. I actually tested closer to my grapevines, and I found that my humidity is somewhere around 40% humidity. Whereas when I take my, when I test my front yard where there's no plants, it's basically the HOA requires like the dead desert looking front yards. Anyway, in the front yard, the humidity usually hangs around 20%. So my backyard's about twice as humid as my front yard. And in these little microclimates around the plants, it does that. And so there's certain plants that'll survive just fine in my backyard now that I've created these microclimates. And one of the first steps is the bottom layer. You wanna make sure you have that bottom layer. And then you can worry about other layers like a bush layer or a canopy layer, things like that. And I'm slowly developing this. This is only like a year's worth of work. And I have some trees over here. I've planted a whole bunch of little moringa seedlings and papaya seedlings and things like that. And so as those grow bigger, they'll probably add more to the diversity in this backyard, changing the microclimates and things like that. And they'll also provide natural trellises for, grapes and passion fruit and other things that I'll probably end up growing. So there's a lot of things you can do in Arizona to kind of preserve your backyard and keep it nice and green. So I just wanted to make this for those people that are curious. So one of the main tricks, like I said, keep the ground covered. Don't leave dirt exposed like that. You don't want to do that. You don't want to have spots like that. If you have a dog, my dog likes to do this. When it's hot, he'll expose dirt. It's not too big of a deal, but I do periodically take a handful of hay or straw and I'll throw it right there to make sure that that type of stuff gets covered up. Like you'll see straw on the sides. I try to make sure that that area is not drying out, because if it dries out, then the area next to it dries out, and before you know it, the dead splotch gets bigger and bigger and bigger like a cancer. So if your goal is to have a green backyard, you'll want diversity, you want to keep the ground covered. At first it takes a lot of water, but as the ground gets covered and as you get thick, deep roots, deep tap roots from some of the stuff that you're growing, you'll find that you use less and less water, and strangely you'll end up using almost no water once you have that deep root system of all your plants. Okay, so I just want to share that. Hope that helps you. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. So as for this dead dirt area, what I like to do is I'll take some hay or straw and I'll mix it with some pond water. You can also do this with aquarium water. This hay is pretty dirty, so I made the water pretty dirty. But the point is the good bacteria that's in the pond water, or if you have aquarium water, the bacteria will help enrich the hay. And also there's a lot of nitrates and nitrites that are excreted by the fish. Like pretty much all the fish's waste, it's in the water. They're swimming in that waste. And that's why when you change the water in your aquarium periodically, you can add that water to hay, or you can just pour that water into your backyard. It's like free fertilizer. And so my pond is back here. Something else that I kind of do sometimes is periodically I'll actually flood out my pond a little bit. So instead of changing the water in my pond, I'll just put my hose back there and I'll let it flood for like 10 minutes. And all that extra, fertilizer, so to speak, that's in that pond water will kind of flood out into the garden, and it'll spread all those nutrients out so they don't accumulate in the pond. and all the plants can benefit from those. And you can actually see the flowers around the pond of all these bushes are just really pretty. And that's because they're very, very fertile from that pond water. And I have fish in the pond, and frogs like to go in there and spawn and things like that. And here's my dog. He loves the backyard. He's a good boy. That's Mud. All right, anyway, thanks for watching. Please subscribe.